right at it.
Hear the hunger in my voice, they used to tell me to speak up. The problem was of what I was saying, they couldn't keep up. Instead of moving around with some patience, they tried to speed up. It got colder than a bitter bitch, found me a way to heat up. What's a favor for a favor if we all didn't make it? Kept it 100 with everybody, but they just gon' change. I ain't get caught up in the hype, cause I ain't feel like I made it. Couldn't picture me here now, but here's your moment to frame it. And I ain't never understand that self-entitlement spirit. I felt your vibe, I don't wanna get near it. Before I made the appearance, I took a second, took a look in the mirror. This God, Lord, the only thing that I fear. Y'all got me fucked up. This all passion, it's tradition, it ain't fashion. It's no action, they make threats and it's still passing. I think massive, no response, that's still tact. Y'all should quit rapping. Cheap shots, I'm cinematic. I ain't average, I'm an overthrow fanatic. How I go, you lose and win like asthmatics. I got first, that's automatic. I'm the best in my division. In the ghetto like the pigeons, in the hood like the engine. You a bird for that chicken. I don't fake split decisions cause my mind made up, nigga. We in the end of time, but my time ain't up. Now when I was young and running wild and wide-eyed like a cabbage patch, I had to get it as vivid, adapted to my habitat. It's certain shit I won't do, certain shit you can't prove. My shit sound like a payday, yours like more when the rent. If I had $1 for every dime you counted, I would be broke. Watch it be close, got a better chance, boxing the ghost. And they know I'm raw, and they know the squad, and I'm feeling large, still in charge. I don't make it follow, I follow the law. Standing tall like they hear on March. I just got a call from my bro, he behind the wall, he told me let it off. Niggas lying for some cat, I got a different line in me. Everybody intimidated, I got that God in me. You get focused on them dimes, I'd rather keep my nine with me. Help me get this off the ground, just know you won't fly with me now.
I try to make the news, I ain't playing by the rules. I've been trying to play it cool, but that ain't gon' be the deal. Y'all out here looking like fool. Home with the truth, I ain't never had to choose.
I'm trying to get beamed up, man, y'all trying to make the news. I ain't playing by the rules. I've been trying to play it cool, but that ain't gon' pay the bill. Y'all out here looking like fool. Home of the truth, y'all ain't never had to choose. Trying to get beamed up, man, y'all trying to make the news. I ain't playing by the rules. I've been trying to play it cool, but that ain't gon' pay the bill. Y'all out here looking like fool. Home of the truth, y'all ain't never had to choose. Trying to get beamed up.
Messed up, no. Bad news is to beat your home, nigga. Yeah. Go on, get on that ass real quick one time. 144, baby.
They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said, of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, me whole car. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You even low on this Lord, so that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our core. Wait up, let me make a call right quick. I'ma start another war. I was hurting when she left, but I don't care about any part. I need a Vaseline like my Nina Puffer bar. Took a Zach, watch the dark. Matter of fact, like a dart. Any problem, let them come. We gon' snatch they soul like Shang Sharp. Put them out of service, keep them tools like Miss Hopper Free. Try to hold me, it's way too late. I'm headed straight to the safe. Throw that one up like a trophy. I'm that nigga, ain't no debate. Told them boys we taking over. Call them up like set the date. This shit a piece of cake. Yeah, my bitches came from Whole Foods. Told them put on that top 3. Then bring me my house shoes. Don't make excuses, make moves. These niggas ungrateful, gotta show them U.P.K rules. I'm making like I can't lose. They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, me whole car. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You even low on this Lord, so that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our core. Yeah, I just got off the call. I'ma start another war. Spit a plate up with my niggas, get your knife and your fork. They ain't locked in with the count, and when you speaking to me far. Yeah, I just took the floor. Ain't no cowards in my campaign. They can't stop the campaign. Tell them bring the champagne. They know I'm a champion. They can see the outcome. Get them niggas bad, got them tied down and out there. Can't do with them steppers, niggas been down since day one. We run up the bands,
Yeah, man, you know the thing going on. One West badness. Know the thing already. Yo, Naya attack. Yeah, Z. Black party chip, long grass clip, belly full, one fish it. Fat grass midget, select can't shift to blood clot, the tip, the pan shot, the clip. Me could tear, we wave the ras clap, flick it. Mini care with tape, reverse cartridges. Batman village, rank charges, become hard to win. I saw me killer them ball, gun in a hand pan, each got them ball. Be a tall rifle, we bring a 10-fold, them blood class scope, you looking at them soul. Now make we bring a dead toll. Up with the food, now make it in a them cool. Tell me such thing, say the thing I get cool. If me circle again, me say skin I get poor. Hey, black family, a goddamn village, we not damn silly. Factory Babylon not billing, so fuck them system, a bad man living. Racks not chilling, unfeed the money, Dan man willing. Don't come here with your wrong bang living. Him rape little pitney, we map that killing. Black party chip, long grass clip, belly full, one fishing. Fat grass midget, select careful shift to blood clot, the tip, the punch shot, the clip. Me could tear, we wave the ras clap, flicky. Mini care with tape, reverse cartridges. Bad man village, rank charges, become hard to win. Them a say heart of war, hey, we a say laws of God. No fear, no living on me heart, bad man. Just like King David, we not stop bad. And we no talk long. Yeah, this one way so can't walk on land. My act say we no fi spear not one. Me general no man a ras madman, hey. The goddamn kill it. We march come for your dopey past that gimme. One like who no dark and wicked. That when decrease your chance of living. Them a pussy, them soft and timid. But UPK can't stop winning. Right now we dey laugh and chilling. But when war begin we not stop killing. Black party chip, long grass clip, belly full, one fish it. Fat grass midget, select careful shift to blood clot, the tip, the pan shot, the clip. Me could tear, we wave the ras clap, blicky. Mini care with tape, reverse cartridges. Bad man village, rank charges, become arguing. I saw me killer them ball, gun in a hand pan, each got them hole. Be a tall rifle, we bring a 10-fold, them blood class scope, you looking at them soul. Now make we bring a dead toll. Up with the food, now make it in a them cool. Tell me such thing, say the thing I get cold. If me circle again, me say skin I get poor.
What you bought? You know what time it is, nigga. Better watch how you step in. Yeah. But that was my nigga. Yeah. I'm in a yo. Got my nigga Rawan with me. But that was my niggas, it'll be an honor. You know what I'm saying? Under commanding General YAHANNA. Straight off the top, I love all of my niggas. That shit ain't gon' stop till we on top and we ballin' my nigga. We be fly as fuck, you know them bitches be stalking my niggas. That shit'll never change and it's the same with all my niggas. City to city, I should be at home, that's what my ribs say. But bitch, I'm grown, I'm in these streets and closed caption. Niggas know we bout that action. If a nigga play with me, then my hock, I'm gon' let him have it. Hey, think you the shit, this truth the shit. Nigga play, I let that Ruger hit. Get on them tracks, they be like, who is this? I'm rude with it, ain't got no manners. All them pussy niggas talk the shit, yeah, I know they can't stand us, but we UPK, Louisiana, bitch, that's what I'm rippin'. And my niggas solid number, real ones in my section. If you wanna get down, put your boots on, start steppin'. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. It's amazing to see how well we adapt from the struggle. Born again from a life of sin, trapped in the gutter. My mind frame was to kill my own kind. Feeling inferior, waking up ready to die. Run with them killers, so it's just a matter of time. For why take your life or let you take mine? That's when I realized the slaves killing slaves while the white man live to get old. We in them graves, the shit got me feeling plain. I opened the Bible, went through them records, found out we was royalty, a nation to be respected. But in this world we rejected, we hated for our complexion. Still fighting to get accepted. We hear the truth and reject it, but love is getting corrected. And all my niggas correct me. The commandments, the foundation we erected. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. Hey, hey. Hey, hey.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to isupk.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West. They're
Hey, Shalom, Yah Bashim Yashai Barakatham to all the brothers, Yah Shamar Latham Bashim Yashai to all the sisters. Priest and Officer 1000 Zabaja of the I.S.U.P.K under Commanding General YAHANNA. Right? 1 second. I'm just going to test to make sure that my sound is Tawab. Bear with me one moment. Let me just get my sound right and make sure that we good. What's going on with y'all? Hold up, I gotta see what's up.
What's going on with y'all?
All right, we're Tawab. We're definitely Tawab. Hold up. Hold up, bear with me. I also got to make one more adjustment. Also got to make one more adjustment. Hey, y'all bear with me, folks. Bear with me. I appreciate y'all rocking out with me while we get this done. All right, we checking the connections. We're Tawab. What's going on with y'all? What is going on with y'all? Priest and Officer 1000 Zabaja. This is another Wednesday night law class, right? And as you come to the chats, if you're watching online, share and hit that like button. Make sure you share and hit that like button, right? Tonight's topic is God hates you because you eat pork. We're on YouTube, I.S.U.P.K Toronto and I.S.U.P.K Montreal on YouTube and Facebook, right? And right now we're on the Instagram Live. We're trying this Instagram Live out thing. Let me get my headpiece right. Make sure my headpiece is looking glorious, right? So, Salakia, we're going to be going in today on should we eat pork in the lawful foods, right? So we're going to read the Leviticus, the 11th chapter. That's what we're going to read. I'll have a few more breakdowns, right, on some of the things that Christians say. We're going to break down a few of them, right? So Before we start, if you have any questions and you're in the chat, you could type your questions in. We'll definitely get to the answers or tell you to come back next week when I have it. Because one thing I'm not going to do, I'm not going to just tell you how I feel. I'm going to give you the correct answer, right? So, brother, if you have any questions, you could definitely ask your questions. It doesn't have to necessarily be on topic. Usually we try to ask questions, get questions asked before we go on the topic. So if you have any questions, you could just ask. Right, let's see what our chats are saying. All right, so if no one's asking any questions in the chat, I am going to go in on my topic. Right, so today we're going in on can we eat pork? Right, and that's what the listen. A lot of times Christianity comes down to, can you eat pork? Can you do the sins you want to do without being told about it? That's a lot of Christianity, right? That is damn near the basis of Christianity. Christians don't want to do what God wants them to do. They just want to do whatever they want to do, right? Like I had a conversation with a pastor. They were celebrating Thanksgiving. So I asked the pastor, why are you celebrating Thanksgiving? Right? And he basically said, it's for the family. And I said, cool, but aren't you a pastor? And he said, yeah. So I said, don't you know Thanksgiving goes against God? And he smiled. So when I said it again to him, he smiled again. And he's like, no, this is for the family. So I said, wait, so Thanksgiving doesn't go against God? And one thing about Christianity, these Christians, they never want to answer the question. Right? They rarely will answer the question. They will laugh, smile, or change the subject. Like if you watch the battle with Captain Tazariak and Vocab Malone, right? When Captain's speaking, he is speaking directly to the topic and answering and rebuttaling. When Vocab Malone speaks, if you ask him a question, he's going to do what all devils do. And you wonder where the pastors get it from. If you ever asked your black pastor a question and he laughed at you and smiled, it's because he learned that from a devil. That's what devils do. You ask them a straight up question, they will smile and switch the subject. All right. And that's why we call them devils, because the word devil means deceiver. And he is the number one deceiver in the earth. Right. So, Lakia, you want a book to write down some notes or something? You could write down whatever you need to write down in this, and then we'll just work out the pages after. Right. So that's what always happens when you talk to a pastor, a politician, a Caucasian man, some devil, right? They'll just laugh and act like you didn't ask the question that you asked and then switch the subject on you. All right, so today we're going to be going in on Leviticus, the 11th chapter. Right. Salakia, you have your Bible? You have your, that's a 1611 you have, right? Oh, okay, perfect. If you could go to Leviticus, the 11th chapter. So it's going to be Leviticus XI. The X is for 10 and the I is for 1 in the Roman numerals, which will be 11. Yeah, Leviticus XI. Right, so as we're waiting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share these tapes. Again, we're on ISUPK Toronto and Montreal for Facebook and YouTube. Right? Yeah, that's XI. You start at verse 1 if you could. Which one are you reading? No, that is verse 10. You want to look for X and then the I. Yeah. And just read it loud so everyone can hear you.
What beasts made?
Oh no, that's actually, you don't have to read that part. Just jump down to where it says and
the Lord spake unto Moses and to Aaron, saying unto them.
All right, stop right there, right? So how we know how to eat things comes from the Lord, right? Adam went through the same thing where he knew what to eat because of the Lord, right? Noah knew what to eat because of Adam. Adam learned it from the Lord, right? When you read the story of Noah and God tells him about the clean and unclean beasts, clean and unclean is only for food, right? A clean beast and an unclean beast is for food, right? That's what it means. One is clean to eat and one is not clean to eat, right? If you could keep reading.
Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, these are the beasts which ye shall eat among all the beasts that are on the earth.
Right. So there is a beast that we can eat and a beast that we're not allowed to eat in the earth, right? Today, good night. If it can't crawl fast enough, they're going to eat it, especially Moabite. Like Asians eat everything. Everything. It could be a slug. I seen them cut open a log. This log looked like it's been fell 100 years ago. And they split that log and seen worms in it and started pulling out the worms and slurping it like spaghetti. And I was like, good night. And you wonder how the earth went into lockdown a few years ago, right? Because there are beasts that we're supposed to eat and beasts that we're not allowed to eat. Keep reading.
Whatsoever parteth the hoof.
Right. So this is verse 3, right? Whatsoever parteth the hoof, right? You're going to get a description of an animal, right? And instructions that come after. If you could read.
And is cleaven footed. Or cleave.
Where are you? Cloven footed. Right? So cloven. Let me just get the definition for you. Oh, Salakia, folks. I did not add those signing links. I'm going to add the signing links in one moment. Y'all bear with me. Salakia, that UPK music, man, will make you forget what you're doing. Good night. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about and you're on Instagram, sign-in links are basically an attendance form that we have for these classes because these are classes. They're not just live stream. What did that say? You're forgiven, repent. Shalom, whoever that is, you're forgiven, repent. Shalom, the water for tuning in. We're hitting you with these signing links. I got one in Spanish. I got to get back a mouse. This laptop is crazy without a mouse. I got one in Spanish. All right, I got one in English, one in Spanish, one in that Portuguese that the Brazilians be talking. I think one in French. I think I got a French one. Yeah, I got a French one right here for you. All right. All right, so now this is giving you where were we? The cloven footed. Cloven. Definition Cloven. Good night. Split or divided into, right? So that's what cloven means. Keep reading.
And cheweth cud among the beasts, that shall ye eat.
Right. So if it's cloven footed and cheweth cud among the beasts, that's what ye shall eat. Right? Now, what's that talking about? That's talking about animals that are cloven footed, like the lamb, the cow, right? The goat. Those things you can eat. Right? I believe the camel, and the giraffe is also cloven footed and cheweth the cud. Right? I don't know that. I don't know about giraffe steaks. I don't know. Man, we gotta be in the wilderness, but them giraffe steaks probably go crazy. Salakia. Keep reading.
Nevertheless, these shall ye not eat.
Right. So we were given a list of things we can eat and a list of beasts we cannot eat. Right? Like we were told not to eat bad already. It's in the scriptures. And the people from Wuhan, they did not listen to that. They were not listening to the we can't eat bats right now. Them people from Wuhan. Right? Hold on. And people from Wuhan did not listen to we cannot eat them bats. And look what happened. We went into lockdown. They said it was a pandemic. Right? Keep reading.
Of them that cheweth the cud, or of them that chew the cud, or of them that
Divideth.
Sorry.
Or them that divide. Salakia, divide.
The hoof as the camel, because he cheweth the cud, but divided not the hoof, he is
unclean
unto you.
All right, so with the Old English, a lot of it, as you practice and read, you're gonna see words like un, and instead of un is gonna have v, right? That v is the u, right? There's let's see if I can see another one. The u is the v as well. It's the opposite. So even that part where it says nevertheless for verse 4, where it says the u in the nevertheless, that's really the v, right? So a camel, you cannot eat a camel. You cannot eat a camel. You see them videos of people eating that camel hump? Yuck! It looks like just fat. Like people be frying the fat. And it's like you get a steak and the steak is 95% fat. Yuck! Who wants that? But people be eating that camel hump, right? And you'll see it. It's heathens that are eating the camel hump. The Lord didn't want us to eat that stuff. The Lord didn't give that to us. Yeah, so the Lord did not want us to eat camel. It's not in our dietary laws to eat camel. And it said it right there, right? So we're going to keep going. And this is a whole list. This whole chapter is a long list of things that we cannot eat. Good night. It's about 48, 47 verses of what we cannot eat, right? So you cannot eat the camel because the camel, though it might chew cud, right, meaning eat grass, it doesn't have the hoof divided, right? One thing about the cow, what makes cows so excellent, listen, a good steak, I'm going to season that salakia. I'm going to season that up from the night before. It's going to be sitting in that bucket. You know, like you go get you like one of them Home Depot orange buckets with the lid, and you throw them steaks in there, and you let it sit in that marination, right? That seasoning, let it marinate for about 24 hours, and then you pop that lid and throw it on the grill. Ooh, you're gonna have amazing steaks, right? And listen, eat them in the heathen nations. They don't know how to season food like we do. You ask them how to season a steak, they're gonna tell you this is how you season a snake. The steak. You put a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and then garnish it with shrimp. Yuck. You're gonna find out that shrimp is unlawful. You're gonna find that out as we continue to read, right? If you could, brother, where were we? We're in verse 5. If you could read Leviticus, the 11th chapter, verse 5.
And
Where is it? The coney.
and the coney, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoop, he is unclean unto you.
Let's see if we could find what coney is, right? In the scriptures. Everyone should have an ultimate Bible dictionary, right? Everyone should have an ultimate Bible dictionary. This is one of the things that you do want to get, right? I had a few of these donated from Officer 1000 ADR, and he had them donated from a brother in Montreal. Give that brother a hand, because he came in and donated a bunch of ultimate Bible dictionaries for us. Right now, I'm trying to see if I could find the coney in here, Salakia, just so you can see. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm quite sure it's the coney is some type of hare, right? So I got it. Coney, a wild hare, also called a hyrax, syriacus, resembled a rabbit in size and color. The badger of Exodus 23, verse 5, right, has been identified by some scholars as the what is that? Syrian coney, right? So it's like a rabbit, right? Rabbits are unlawful. You don't want to eat rabbit. Good night. That's one thing you don't want to do. You don't want to eat rabbit. Like why would you even want to eat something like that? The only reason you might think a rabbit is food because you believe in what heathens tell you. Right? Anything a heathen tells me is food, I'm second guessing. You are not selling me on the rabbit is food. I'm gonna look at you like, yeah, nah, nigga, nah. Because the rabbit is not food. Right? Now, pastors and Christians will tell you that it's not what you eat, that not what you put into your mouth that makes you unclean, but what comes out of it. But what do they say? But it's what's in the heart. I believe that's the quote they say, right? And they'll say it because they don't understand the letters of Paul. Right? They'll say it's not what you eat that makes you unclean. And then I ask them, will you eat a German Shepherd? And they say no. And I ask them, why would you eat a German Shepherd? A German Shepherd is meat. You can eat pork, you can eat a German Shepherd. And they'll say, no, a dog is different than a pig. Well, what are you finding out? They have respect of persons to dogs. Right? Dogs love dogs. A beast of the field loves a beast. Right? So I say, okay, we can't eat dog. But if we can eat anything, why can't I just eat human? I gotta listen. There's someone out there with a taste for human meat. They made a whole movie. They called it The Hannibal. Right? Where a cannibal psychologist was eating people. I said, is it wrong to eat human? And they'll say, you cannot eat human. And I'll say, why? They will say, because it's against the law, Or they'll turn around and say, because it's disgusting, right? And then I have to ask them, what law? And that's when the conversation goes left and they don't want to talk about it no more. Right? There are animals you can eat and animals you can't eat. And if you eat the animals you're not supposed to eat, you're going to get sick. Right? Listen, sisters that eat all those sea creatures and sea roaches and sea squiggly things, right? Like squids and octopus, they have stinky box. And y'all always wonder why we say it. It's because it's true. The way a woman smells after dining on shrimp is disgusting, right? You could smell, even for instance, the way a person sweats and the smell their sweat gives off after they eat unclean foods is different. It's just it has a funky smell to them, right? This is aside from the subject. This is why they tell women to eat fruit, right? They tell sisters to eat fruit is because it's gonna make Salaki in a way to say this that's appropriate for class, right? She's going to have a better smell, a better fragrance than what she's going to have if she eats pork, shrimp, and lobster. Like a lobster eats a dead whale. Y'all ever wonder what happens to dead whales? Right? A dead whale is in the ocean and it falls to the ocean floor, and the shrimps and the lobsters, they devour it over the space of years, right? And they'll use that carcass of the dead animal to make a new environment for them, right? So again, there are animals that we're not supposed to eat. A camel we're not supposed to eat. A rabbit stew is unlawful. If you could, brother, where were we? We were verse 6. If you could read Leviticus, the 11th chapter, verse 6 for me.
And the hare, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hook, he is unclean unto you.
Unclean is something you are not, it's unlawful. You cannot eat these things. You cannot, here's the next thing. You can't wear unclean animals. Like you can't go and be like, hey, I'm going to get a fox fur and put it on. Listen, I've always wanted a bear coat, a coat made of bear, like a grizzly bear, right? And then you take the head and you make the grizzly bear head the hoodie. And listen, I thought about it. I'm like, damn, the grizzly bear, I'm going to go hunting. The grizzly bear head is going to be the hoodie. And when I pull the head over my head, I'm going to be able to look through the bear's eyes. Good night. What the hell was I thinking? I can't even get that. That's unlawful, right? I could just go get a cow and make a leather jacket and get some cotton, get some sheep's wool and put it on the leather, and it'll be the same. I'll be all right. Right? I could go get sheepskin and go make a leather jacket out of that. But an animal that's unclean, I cannot eat it and I cannot touch it. Brother, if you could keep reading.
And the swine, though he divide the hoof and be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you.
That is another unclean animal. It's pig. The swine is unclean to us. You cannot eat it, right? And everyone's like, good night. They want them chitlins and them pork chops. It's unclean. It's not good for us. Keep reading.
Of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch. They are unclean to you.
And that's why I told you, you cannot eat, you cannot wear a bear skin, because the carcass of the bear is unclean. Its skin is unclean to us, right? It's not like you have a bear and it's walking around and you have a pet bear and you might need to give that bear some maintenance, right? You might need to give that bear some grooming. So you're cleaning the bear and cutting some of its fur and whatnot, right? That's not what's happening, right? You are not supposed to touch the dead body of unclean animals. And if you do, you're just unclean. So every time you would put on a bear skin, you're unclean. Here's another one for y'all. Y'all brothers who like to play that American football. If that football is made out of pigskin, you know what they say, tossing that old pigskin around on a Sunday. That football is unclean and will make you unclean. So you cannot touch it. Right? And listen, I wouldn't even want to touch a pig because pigs eat everything. Do y'all remember Robert Picton? I just want to know. Brother, do you remember Robert Picton? You know who Robert Picton is? I'm gonna give you a quick. Let me do this quickly. Hold up. Robert, not Robert Downey Jr. Robert Picton. What's going on, princess? All right. I'm going to give you a quick, brief description of Robert Picton. Robert Picton, October 24th, 1949, May 31st, 2024. He just passed not too long ago. Also known as the pig farmer killer or the butcher. Ugh. He was a pig farmer and a butcher. Why do you think they called him the butcher? Was a Canadian serial killer and pig farmer. After dropping out of high school, he left a butcher's apprenticeship to begin working full-time at his family's pig farm and inherited it in the early 90s. Now listen to this part, guys. Between 1995 and 2001, Picton is believed to have murdered at least, listen, at least, this is the least amount they believe, 26 women, many of them sex workers from Vancouver's downtown east side. Picton would confess to 49 murders. Ooh-wee. To an undercover RCMP officer disguised as a cellmate, going on to say he wanted to make it an even 50, but thought he was caught because he got sloppy. In 2007, he was convicted of 6 counts of second-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison with no possibility of parole for 25 years. The longest possible sentence for second-degree murder under Canadian law at the time. Hold up. I'm not done. In 2010, Crown Attorney officially stayed the remaining 20 murders. 1 second. Hold up. I'm looking for the real part. One second. Ooh-wee. I'm looking for the real part, right? Listen, there's a part that I'm looking for. There's a part, right? So listen. Hold up. I'm depicting. All right, police began searching the Picton farm in the Vancouver suburb of Port Quint Lamb more than 22 years ago in what would be a years-long investigation into the disappearances of dozens of women from Vancouver's seediest streets, sex workers and drug users abandoned on the margins of society. The remains of DNA of 33 women were found on the farm. Picton once bragged to an officer, we read that, of killing 49. Here it is. During his trial, prosecution witness Andrew Bellwood said Picton told him how he strangled his victims and fed their remains to his pigs. Y'all want to eat them pork chops, right? This man strangled his victims and fed them to pigs. Ooh, go get some of that pork bacon. Ooh, it sounds extra. Listen, this pork was seasoned with Molly and Suzanne. Ooh, y'all want some? This pig's name was Christine. Y'all want that pork, huh? It's horrible. Don't eat pork. We're not supposed to, right? And we were told don't eat it because it's unclean. Why? Because these pigs will eat anything. Leave a dead pig in front of a pig and it's going to clean it and eat it, right? Leave a rotten corpse of a human in front of the pig with maggots and all the insects, right? Especially an extra large serving of maggots on that pig and on that body, and that pig is going to eat that body. And then Robert Picton and the likes of him are going to cut up that pig and sell it to your local no-frills. Go to your local Metro, your local Fortinos, and get that Sally pork chop. Or you could do what the men and the sisters in the I.S.U.P.K do. We don't eat pork because we know it's unclean. Keep reading.
These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters.
Right. So even when it comes to the waters, what's in the water? There's a thing that we can eat. And what's in the water? There's a creature that we're not supposed to eat. Ooh, listen. I'm thinking about some fish. I need some red snapper. Ooh, with the escovitch. Ooh, don't get me started. And when you take my snapper and you steam it, put some cabbage in between it. Ooh, Salakia. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Right? Listen, I went to go get a fish one time at a barbecue, and I'm like, yeah, there's steamed fish. And they're like, yeah, they saved one for me. When I got to the barbecue, the fish had shrimp inside this. Good night. They put shrimp inside my snapper. And it was a good thing I checked first. And guess where that snapper went? How do you think you eat steamed snapper with shrimp in it? Does anybody know? Let me see if anybody in the comments knows how to eat steamed fish with shrimp in it. How do you eat it? What's the best way to eat it? I'll give it a moment. Right? Brother, can you keep reading?
Whatsoever hath fins and scales in the waters, in the seas, and in the rivers, them shall ye eat.
So there's a criteria of animals that we can eat from out of the water. And if it has fins and scales, we're tawab, we can eat it. It's good. It's gooder. Y'all seen that brother who put hands on the other brother for touching Glocker? He said he's cooler. Well, if it has fins and scales, it's gooder. It's gooder. Trust me. You got fins and scales. You scrape them scales off and bring that fish to my house, and I'll have my rib cook it up for you. Ooh, and we'll have a feast. Well, let's see. Does anybody know how you eat red snapper with shrimp in it? Young man, do you know how to eat red snapper with shrimp in it? How do you think you're supposed to eat it? Give this brother a hand. He said he don't eat shrimp. Give him a hand. Listen, I'm going to tell you how you eat shrimp. that's stuffed into your red snapper, right? You pick up the shrimp and the red snapper, right? And you walk over to your closest trash can and throw that thing out because this red snapper is disgusting now. It's unclean. And you can't just scrape. Listen, I've had people say, "Listen, this burger, it had a little bit of bacon on it. You could just take the bacon off." No, I could take the bacon and throw it in the trash with the burger because now my burger is unclean, right? When I go to Tim Hortons, I tell the people who work at Timmy's if they're wearing gloves to touch the meat, change your gloves. They know me. I'm watching too. I'm watching a couple orders just to see what's going on. Oh, she touched the bacon. Now she touched the egg. Yeah, change your gloves. Hell, don't let me find out you didn't change your gloves after you made the sandwich. I might be an asshole and just tell you to give me my money back. Right? But either way, you're going to change your gloves and make me a new sandwich. Brother, if you could keep reading for me.
And all that have not fins nor scales in the seas and in the rivers of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall
be an abomination unto you.
An abomination unto you.
Right. So it's a thing that is not good, right? If it don't have fins and scales, it's nasty. Don't touch that shit. It's an abomination unto us. Leave it alone. That's what's up. That's what's up right there, right? There's something that we can't eat though. Again, there's things we can't eat. Listen, sardines is lawful. Ooh, sardines? I never used to like sardines, but the way my rib be cooking up them sardines now, Salakia, I think I like sardines, guys. Mackerel is unlawful. It doesn't have the scales, right? Tuna is unlawful. And I used to eat a lot of tuna. Good night. And now it's like, I understand tuna is unlawful. Some people say, well, listen, the tuna got microscopic scales. And I had asked them, did Moses have a microscope? They say, nah. I say, Shalom. That's it. That's all I need to know. If Moses didn't have a microscope, how the hell are you going to know if the scales is there or not? Right? Can you keep reading, Baba?
They shall be even an abomination unto you.
Right, visa, right? So you're not going to be eating shrimp, crab, and lobster. You're not going to be eating squid and eel and clams and gunk and conch, right? That's that sea snail and sea urchins, right? Listen, if you are really craving shrimp and lobster, I'll tell you what to do. This is what you do, right? Go into your kitchen, turn on the light, right? And move the stove. And when you see those things crawl behind it, catch one and eat one. Everyone's like, yo, this nigga crazy right now. If you don't want to move the stove and catch and eat a cockroach, then why are you eating shrimp? It's the same thing. On one hand, they'll say the shrimp looks delicate, looks good. Have y'all seen what shrimp really look like? Just Google shrimp and cockroaches. It looks the same. It totally looks the same. All right? Hey, for those of y'all watching on this Instagram live, right? If you're watching on Instagram live, we're about to get off the Instagram live, right? We're about to get off the Instagram live and go to, you could join us on Facebook. You could also join us on YouTube, on I.S.U.P.K. Toronto or Montreal. Either one of those platforms, you'll be Tawab. Right? So I'm about to jump off that. All right, brother. Can you keep reading? Salakia.
Ye shall not eat of their flesh, but you shall have their carcasses in abomination.
What verse was that? Verse 11. That was verse 11, right? We're not going to eat of those flesh, of that meat, because it's unclean. And even their carcasses is unclean to us. That's what you're finding out right now. All this stuff is unclean. It's not tuwab. We're not going to eat these things. If you could read verse 12.
Whatsoever hath no fin nor scales in the waters, that shall be an abomination unto you.
Can you keep reading?
And these are they which ye shall have in abomination among the fowls.
Right. So this is giving you a whole criteria of what is an abomination to us and what's not an abomination to us. Right? Hold up. Again, so there's videos that we can eat. Salakia. There are animals that we can eat and animals that we can't eat. Good night. Just imagine some brother trying to go out there and eat a video. Salakia. I'm about to jump on TikTok for a second. We on all platforms. Yeah, we on all platforms. Oh, I was in mobile gaming. Hold up, bear with me. Brother, can you keep reading?
They shall not be eaten. They are an abomination. The eagle.
Hold up right there. Hold that right there. If you eat meat, there are meats you can eat and meats you cannot eat. Why? Because God said it. No one gives a damn about how you feel. Who cares how you feel? Your feelings don't mean anything. It only matters what God feels. Listen, everybody always says, it's how I feel. It's how I feel. Who gives a damn? God don't care about that. You are talking about the man of war who flooded the earth and killed everybody except 8 people. He didn't give a damn about how them people felt. He told you not to eat pork. So you don't eat pork. Going off subject, God told us not to divorce. God don't care how much that sister pissing you off. You cannot leave her unless she sleeps with another man. And for you sisters, y'all better understand that is something glorious because y'all don't know how to keep men. Y'all chase them away. Men and women are opposite. So for you sisters who are like, yeah, he got to stay with me. Well, understand, you got to stay with him no matter how many ribs he has. And God don't care about it. Oh, so okay, I have enough right here. Right? What I'm gonna do is we're gonna have to do another breakdown on marriages and divorce, healthy marriages, and what's an unhealthy marriage. All right, we'll do that within the coming weeks. If you could, where were we?
The eagle and the ostrich, or is that ostrich?
That's ostrich.
The eagle and the ostrich and the osprey.
Right? These are many. It's lucky. I'm having hiccups at the moment. These are many different types of birds. Right? Let's Google. What did you say? What was the osprey? I believe it might be some type of owl. Okay, the osprey, unique among North American raptors for its diet of live fish and the ability to dive into water to catch them. Ospreys are common sights soaring over shorelines, patrolling waterways, and standing on their huge stick nest. Whiteheads gleaming, these large, rangy hawks. So an osprey is a hawk, right? No, like a hawk. Like sometimes we see them birds that we think flying over the neighborhood that you think they're eagles. Yeah, but they're high up there, and you might see like pigeon wings just around your neighborhood. That bird that you see flying around is a hawk, right? It's not like an eagle per se, but it's a hawk. Yeah, you seen them all the time. You look up and you're like, damn, is that an eagle? But it's not.
Like they go around the sea.
They might be around seas. Hawks are sometimes around wooded areas. Like in this area, you see them all the time. Like if we look out in the daytime out my balcony right now, you'll see them. They eat field mice and stuff like that, right? So the osprey is a hawk. If you could read 14.
And the vulture and the kite or kit.
Kite is good.
Kite. After his kite.
Right? These are just other type predator birds you can't eat. Keep reading.
Every raven after his kind.
Keep reading.
And the owl and the nighthawk and the cuckoo and the hawk after his kind.
Right? So these are all type birds that you cannot eat. Right? Just understand, like there's a bird that you can eat. Ooh, that chicken is good. That turkey is I'm not a turkey fan. I am not a turkey fan by far. But that chicken, listen, I'll tell you 1,000 ways to cook a chicken. Salakia. Keep reading.
And the little owl and the cormorant and the great owl.
Right. So these are other birds that we cannot eat. Right? A bunch of birds that we're just not supposed to eat. They're not for us, not for our people. Right? And again, the Lord doesn't want you to eat these beasts because they're unclean. And he doesn't like these beasts. Right? Keep reading.
And the swan and the pelican and the eagle.
Right. So a swan and a pelican and an eagle are unclean to us as well. Right? Swans look pretty. Like you could go down to the beach and you'll see them. There's black swans, there's white swans, right? They look pretty. They just floating on that water majestically. You'll see a swan, 2 swans, 1 male, 1 female. You might see some baby swans, right? And they just look beautiful. In the water, a swan is beautiful. On your plate, it's not. It's ugly. It's disgusting. You are not supposed to eat it. Right? And how comes y'all Christians always make an argument to eat pork, but never the swan? I've never heard a Christian argue with me about eating swan. Like I've never heard that ever. Like a Christian say, listen, I'm about to go fry up some swan neck. That's crazy. Swan neck is crazy. You want some swan neck? You want to try some swan neck? Like they're about to make swan neck soup. You never hear a Christian say, hey, we can't eat the swan. We can eat the swan. It's always the pork. Why? Why is it always the pork? Right? Listen, give a shout out to them 7 brothers in the Maccabees who decided that instead of eating pork, they would rather be tortured. And give a shout out, a hand to that sister, their mother, who decided that instead of eating pork, she would encourage her sons to be tortured because she knew she can get them back. She knew that God could give her sons back just like God could bring her back. They were strong, not like your Christian pastors, not like your everyday folks who are not strong, right? But more specifically, the Christian pastors. right? So we're gonna be going in on eating pork. Eating pork is disgusting, right? If you could keep reading, brother.
And the stork, and the heron after her kind, and the lapwing, and the bat. Is that bat?
That's the bat. Mm. Why did the people of Wuhan read this when it said you cannot eat the bat? What was happening? Why didn't they eat it? Or why did they eat it? Why? If they knew that they weren't supposed to eat the bat, would the plague that happened a few years ago when we were all on lockdown, the plague that got TikTok lives and Instagram lives popping, right? If the people of Wuhan knew they weren't supposed to eat it, would we have gone through that plague? Would they have forced everybody to get the squirt? You know, they put the squirt in your arm and told you can't work unless you get the squirt, right? If the people of Wuhan knew that you're not allowed to eat bat, would we have gone through the lockdown? If you could, keep reading, brother.
All fowls that creep going up on all four shall be an abomination unto you.
Right? The fowls that creep that go up on all four legs are abomination. Like the bat. The bat creeps and goes on all four legs. You ever watch a bat creep? Its arms are in its wings. Right? That's what happens. B-Man said the Arab Abrahamic religions are rooted in supremacy. The only thing is, this is not an Abrahamic religion. Y'all are confused, right? The way that the Bible told Israelites only how to live is a culture. It's not a religion. Religion is for everybody. I don't read the Bible and think that I have to love Caucasian people. I don't read the Bible and think that I have to let an Arab man come to my house and be family with me. That's what the Quran tells you. That's what Christianity tells you. The Bible tells you something different, right? You said we are off topic, but I'm going to just answer your question. Do you condone slavery, right? You're asking if I condone slavery. So I'm going to ask you, right? After the slavery of black people happened and Hispanics and Native Americans, how were they paid? How are they repaid? I'll just let you know. We were not paid for the free labor we did. Now, how much money do you think we should get because of the slavery our ancestors went through? For all my ancestors that were murdered or unalive during slavery and abused, how much money do you think their blood cost? I'm just wondering. There's not enough money to pay for our blood. Slaki, what was that? Yeah, like my brother told me there's not enough money in the world. Listen, B-Man, you look like you're not supposed to be around pools, schools, or parks, or anywhere children are. I'm just gonna let you know. That's why I'm speaking, and the first thing you want to do is insult my intelligence and say, hey, I read at a third grade level. Salakia. You look like you're not supposed to be around parks. Do you know that is a star of Renfrew, right? Prove it, Redbeard. Y'all always say this. Prove it. Prove that this is the star of Rephaim or Ephraim or whatever you want to call it, right? And now, Redbeard, what is a star? That's my question to you. What is a star, right? While I wait for y'all to answer those questions, I'm going to get back to what we're doing. Hey, Shalom, priest Kazak Kabar. What's going on with you? If you could keep reading. Yeah, we're definitely at verse 21.
Yet these may ye eat of every flying, creeping thing that goeth upon all four,
Keep reading.
which have legs above their feet, to leap withal upon the earth.
Right. So there is a bird or type of flying bird that we can eat. There's also a bird or flying bird that we can't eat, right? And that's what we're finding out. Why are you covering your head while philosophizing? Well, show me where it says not to cover my head and explain it, right? Because one thing I know is the crown of my head right here is open, right? Some of y'all just be saying things because you're really Christian pork eaters at heart, right? Now, I got a question. When the brothers were in Jerusalem and it was hot outside, did they let the sun just bake their head? And DZ, what is a meat tree? What is a meat tree? Right? Some of y'all are just Christians at heart, right? And I understand, right? But if you look again, the top of my head, the crown is open. A meat tree is a fabric that we would wrap around our head, right? We would wrap it around our head, sort of like how the East Indians or the Tamils copy the turban, right? That they call a turban. And we would always leave the crowns of our head open. Because again, something you might not know because you're Christian at heart. When you're outside in the elements, you are not just going to let the sun beat down on your head. When we were over in the east, did the sun just beat down on our head, or did brothers use something to protect their head? And what is a meat tree? If you don't know, I understand. It's because you don't understand, right? We are taking questions. I'm taking questions on this Facebook and on this TikTok. Listen, the oppressors jump in the live and they get extremely mad. Hey, listen, I tell everybody who comes in with a battling spirit, a Christian, right? Now, I'm not saying that you came in with that spirit, but again, it's just the way you ask the question. Let's see if I can see it. Why are you covering your head while prophesying? Right? It's a good question. All questions are valid, right? But again, the crown of my head is open. Because you got to think about it. If we were outside in the Middle East and it's cold, I got to cover my head so I don't get sick. Right? Salakia. All right, so we're back at it now. Someone said, Paul Smith, explain Deuteronomy 28, 64 or 68. Hey, Paul Smith, what I'll tell you in Deuteronomy is a book of curses. The 28th chapter is a chapter about curses and the good things that will happen to us if we follow the God of the Bible, right? I'm going to get my brother to keep reading a little, and then if I have some time, I'll go into that for you before we end. If you are patient enough, you'll see it. Or you could always just check back after I explain it. I will make a clip and put it up on this channel, right? If you could, brother, keep reading.
Book of Leviticus, chapter 11, verse 22. Even these of them ye may eat.
Right. So there are birds that we can eat and birds that we can't eat. No sweat. I'll definitely explain Deuteronomy the 28, 64 to 68, right? Because it explains who Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are today, right? This is some good apple juice. Ooh-wee. Some good apple juice. Keep reading.
The locust after his kind, and the bald locust after his kind.
Right, so you can eat locusts. What poles? You koi tunes. What poles are you talking about? You can eat locusts. Listen, Baraka Allah is always trying to get me to eat some fried locusts. They fry the locusts, and some of them are dipped in chocolate. And I just always tell the brother, good night. You're on your own with that. You are on your own with that one. All right? Keep reading.
And the beetle. Is that how you pronounce that?
What verse are you in?
22. And
Yeah, that's beetle.
the beetle after his kind, and the grasshopper after his kind, but all other flying, creeping things which have 4 feet shall be an abomination unto you.
Right. So if it's not the locust, it's not the beetle or the grasshopper, it's an abomination. You see people eating spiders. You see people eating everything that can't outrun it. And it's an abomination. But listen, you got to eat some locusts. There might be a time we're in the wilderness and we might only get some locusts. Ooh, that fried locust is going to taste good then. Right? I'm looking at the questions. I haven't forgotten about them. What's your answer to the Most High when he asks, why should I dwell? Why should I let dwell with me for eternity? Can you pull up that, hey, Joshua Rodriguez, pull up the book, chapter, and verse so I can actually see what you're talking about. Right? I did not forget about the Deuteronomy question. I did not forget about it. Right? But also, there are things that we're not supposed to eat. Keep reading.
And for these ye shall be unclean.
And for these things that they spoke about are unclean. Right? Keep reading.
Whosoever toucheth the carcass of them shall be unclean until the even.
Right. So what that's saying is, if you touch the carcass of these things that aren't clean, you're going to be unclean until the evening. Hey, big up Colorado, man. No sweat. The water for tuning into the class. Right? Those things aren't going to be unclean to you. You can't eat a bee. Right? So we can't eat bees, but the honey that bees produce is clean. You can eat honey. You just can't eat the bee. Right? You said, are you Christian? Christian in the sense of I follow Christ, not Christian in the sense of going to church, smacking the tambourine, hooting and hollering, black women in the church jumping up and down, twerking. Like, that's what them sis, those old women, they're the original twerkers. They be jumping up and down, letting that booty jump up and down. You see it in the church. Just because she got a long dress on, she letting you know the booty still jumps. Salakia. But I'm not Christian like that. I'm Christian in the sense of I follow the laws of God. I follow Christ. But not Christian in the sense of God said not to eat pork, and Christians like Geno Jennings say you can eat pork. I'm not Christian like that. I'm not Christian as in God said not to celebrate Halloween, and every Christian is going to be dressed up as a nasty Playboy bunny out on Halloween. I'm Christian in the sense of I follow Christ, but not Christian in the sense of God said don't celebrate Christmas, and every Christian celebrates Christmas. If you can understand what I mean. Right? So again, there are animals that we can eat and animals that we can't eat. I'm going to wrap up this topic a little in a second, and I'm gonna field questions off the TikTok stream, right? If anybody has any questions, you can start to ask the questions, and I will try to answer them, right? Before everybody else, I'm going to answer the Deuteronomy 28, 64 to 68, right? If you could keep reading.
The carcass of every beast which divideth the hoof and is not cloven footed, nor cheweth the cud, are unclean unto you.
Right, hold up right there, Ak. I appreciate you. Right, so the carcasses of those beasts that are divided of the hoof, right, and is not cloven footed, nor chew the cud, they're unclean to us. We're not going to eat them. You ask, what do I think of Geno Jennings? Geno Jennings is just a Christian like any other Christian. He will act like he loves the Lord, but he will lead the children of Israel into loving our oppressors. That's what I think about Geno Jennings. He's just a hoe, for lack of better words. If you want to know what I think about all pastors are hoes. They will do anything for $1. They will say anything. Geno Jennings will say he's accepting all challenges, but will not accept the challenge of Captain Tazariak. Let's just make it make sense. If you could, keep reading, brother.
Everyone that toucheth them shall be unclean.
Read.
And whatsoever goeth upon his paws among all manner of beasts that go on all four, those are unclean unto you.
Listen, y'all like, I'm about to go get my passport and go to Thailand and get me one of them Thai things. I don't know what. I call them things because listen, Thailand got a lot of men dressed as ladies out there. So I call them Thai things. You want to go to Thailand and get you one of them Thai things while they're eating lassi. They're eating the what's the name of a dog? Salakia. I don't know. Just insert dog name anywhere. They're eating lassi and the golden retrievers and the little chihuahuas. And the Bible just said, read that again, brother. Read it one more time, Ak. 27.
And the whole
Khan.
And whatsoever goeth upon his paws,
like a dog. Read.
Among all manner of beasts.
Read.
That go on all four.
Like Lassie, the German Shepherd. Read.
Those are unclean unto you.
Right, so those are unclean. Right? Let me see something. Right? Jump down to 29.
These also shall be unclean unto you among the creeping things that creep upon the earth, the weasel, and the mouse, and the tortoise after his kind, and the ferret.
So you agree with the child, Bo? You agree with the child molestation that happens in the churches? I'm just trying to understand. All the child abuse, Bo, that's happening in those churches. Do you agree? You said, I agree with all the stuff that those people do in churches. But do you think Jesus is God? Well, Bo, can you prove to me Jesus is God? Because that's another thing the church does. They teach lies to people. And they molest children. So do you believe in that, Bo? Keep reading.
And the ferret, and the camel, and the chameleon,
right?
And the lizard,
and
the snail,
ew,
and the mole.
Right. So mice, tortoises. Listen, this is all the things them passport women eat. Y'all want to go get your passports and go over and eat these things. All these things that those passport women eat is unlawful. The mouse is unlawful. The tortoise is unlawful. The ferret, the chameleon, the lizard. Listen, in Trinidad, they eat lizards, and it's horrible. They have our brothers and sisters eating lizards. Hold up, one moment. Give me one moment. Hey, Akim, if you're watching me on YouTube, I'm bad, right? So the tortoise, the mouse, the ferret, the chameleon, the lizard are all unclean. Let me see if there's anything else. Can you jump down to you read 31, Baba Kasha? Hey, I'm going through your comments. I am checking these comments periodically. I'm just finishing my lesson on clean foods. And then I'm gonna start fielding these comments on this TikTok. I see all of y'all in here. Y'all could say whatever you want to an extent. Like I'm not really filtering comments, right? Type in whatever you want to an extent. I'm just going to read your comment and reply to it to an extent. Meaning, if it's disrespectful, I might just mute you. I'm not going to block you, but I will mute you, right? So type in whatever y'all want and keep it moving. If you can keep reading.
These are unclean to you among all that creep. Whosoever doth touch them when they be dead shall be unclean until the evening.
Right. So these things are unclean until the evening. If you keep reading.
And upon whatsoever any of them, when they are dead, doth fall, it shall be unclean, whether it be any vessel of wood or raiment.
Remnant. So basically, listen, you cannot even cook pork in a pot, right? Okay, I'm gonna explain to you like this. If pig goes on the barbecue grill, that barbecue is unclean. It's unclean until the evening. Then you gotta clean it. I would say light it on fire, burn it, and then it's good to go, right? All right. So I'm gonna leave the lesson there. Next week, I'm going to continue this lesson, and we're gonna finish this chapter. And I'm gonna go into some of the things. This is a class I did already, but it's good to do it again, right? I'm gonna go into some of the things Christians say to justify their nasty pork eating habits, right? And don't forget, if you ate pork, Canadian pork, in the 2000s, early 2000s, I'm gonna give you 10 years. If you ate Canadian pork from 1990 till about 2001, you ate dead bodies. Salakia. What do I mean? Robert Picton from British Columbia was feeding dead women that he unalived to his pigs, about 49 of them. There you have it. All right, let's go into some of these questions, right? Someone said I'm down with the 5%ers. Good night. Y'all just be saying anything. Like, actually say something for real. Let me go through some of these things. What's your answer? Oh, yeah, you didn't answer that. Someone asked me about Deuteronomy earlier, so we're going to go through that. What do you think of Geno Jennings? I already answered that. I asked Bo if he agreed with the child molestation in the Christian church. Yeah, sure. You said you could eat pork or it's all good. Paul, I never said you could eat pork. Paul, this whole lesson has been about not eating pork. If you want to eat pork, just remember Robert Picton was feeding dead women to his pigs. He down with the 5%ers. I already read that. Just followed you. Hey, thank you for the follow. Laugh out loud, Canadians. Pastor. What the fuck? This is, yeah, you're getting blocked. I told you I don't really block people, but this person's getting blocked. No, their name is just wild. Yeah, but for some reason it won't let me. Like nothing's popping up. What the hell? I don't know why that won't let me see who's popping up or what. All right. Peter's visceral acts. Why y'all Acts 10 and 9. I'm gonna take a picture of that. Maybe I might talk about that in a second. Acts 10, 9 to 16 speaks differently, and Matthew's 15 and 11. So let's see what we got in Acts. Before that, though, I'm going to break down. Oh, you know what? No, I'm about to look it up right now. Acts 10. No, it was 10 and 9 to 16. It was Acts 10 and 9. On the morrow, as they went on their journey and drew nigh unto the city, Peter went up on the housetop to pray about the 6th hour. And he became very hungry and would have eaten. But while they made ready, he fell into a trance and saw heaven open, and a certain vessel descending onto him, as it had been a great sheet knit at the 4 corners and let down to the earth. Right? So you're talking about when he's going to say the things that he didn't eat, right? All right, I got you. This is verse 12. Wherein were all manner of 4-footed beasts on the earth, and wild beasts, and creeping things, and fowls of the air. And there came a voice unto him, Rise, Peter, kill and eat. But Peter said, Not so, Lord, for I have never eaten anything that is common or unclean. And now, what's he talking about, right? And the voice spake unto him again the second time, What God hath cleansed, that call that Salakia, that call not thou common, right? This was trites, and the vessel was received up again into heaven. Right, so let's read 17. Now Peter doubted himself what his vision which he had seen should mean. So first, what you got to understand is this is a vision, Joshua, right? What's this vision talking about? The men which were sent from Cornelius had made inquiry for Simon's house and stood before the gate and called and asked whether Simon, which was surnamed Peter, were lodged there. While Peter thought on the vision, the Spirit said unto him, Behold, 3 men seek thee. Arise therefore and get thee down and go with them. Doubted nothing, for I have sent them. All right. So what you don't understand is this is nothing to do with pork. Right? What this is about is there was a time when if you were kicked out of the kingdom, you were counted as a heathen. right? And being counted as a heathen means Israelites didn't view you as Israelites. And if you were counted as a heathen, you couldn't come around. You are not around us because you're a heathen. What Christ's mission is to put the two sticks together. One stick for Judah and one stick for Ephraim, right? And what they were doing is gathering all the Israelites together. That's what Christ's mission was. Again, this has nothing to do with food. Ask yourself, did Christ eat pork? Hey, Joshua, did Christ eat pork? It may tear up you physically, but it won't spiritually defile you. Good night. So you want to get teared up physically? Yikes. Like mad yikes. But yeah, like what the hell? Good night. But it won't spiritually defile you. If it's tearing you up physically, you've been defiled. That's why we're not supposed to eat it. Hadi Hershey, yeah, right. Hey, Sawap, Yahbashim Shabrakatha. What's going on, priest? At the end, this unclean food will mess you up physically, but it won't defile you spiritually. It will mess you up all the way around. See you. I don't know who gaming is. Y'all see me, okay. I don't know what's going on with this. Hey, yo, bro, question. What's your question? You can ask your question, right? But as you ask your question, I'm just going to give a quick breakdown of something to a person I was asking, right? So this is Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. This is Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, 64 to 68, right? So I'm going to read it. Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among the people, among all people, right? So again, this is a punishment for Israel. And it's talking about us leaving our nation and not being back in our homeland. So now we're all over the world. You wonder why blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are everywhere? This is why. Right? And a lot of that, us going everywhere, was by force. It was not by choice. It wasn't like, hey, listen, I gotta, I gotta go to Canada just because I want to go to Canada. Like no one said, hey, I got an idea. Why don't we just get up on this boat with these Caucasians and go to the islands of Hispaniola? No one said that. Yeah, we had brothers and sisters who were already there, but no one said, yeah, this is going to be a cruise. It's a cruise, y'all. They're going to have shuffleboard. No one said that. We were forced onto those ships. Right? And this is a punishment. From one end of the earth, even onto the other, from Jamaica to the UK, from Canada down to Argentina. And there thou shalt serve other gods, right? That's Christianity, that's Muslim, that's following Buddha, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. Again, Christianity, all the idols. Y'all see brothers talking about they're going to do their Hajj and running to the Middle East to go kiss a rock and get herpes and get trampled. They have tramplings every year at that Hajj. Salakia. That's what y'all call a pilgrimage, huh? 65. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. We've been working and haven't found ease since. It's been horrible under this oppressor. But the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart, and failing of eyes, and sorrow of the mind. Listen, that sounds like the Black, Hispanic, and Native American experience. We have trembling hearts, right? Our eyes fail us. We look at the oppressor and think he's going to help us, and we never get the help. We see police walking in our neighborhoods, and we immediately get scared. right? Me, I see now. Obviously, I'm not scared, but I see Caucasians walk into any establishment I'm in, and I gotta look at this Caucasian man 10 times just to figure out what is he doing today. Does he look like he's ready to kill somebody or unalive somebody? Right? Let's keep going. Sorrow of mind. How many funerals have blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans been to? How many times do we go through the hardships of life at the hands of our oppressor? Let's keep going. 66. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shall have none assurance of thy life. That sounds like black life. That sounds like Native American and Hispanic life. You have brothers and sisters traveling from South America through the Darien Gap, right? A large expanse of jungle that is deadly just to seek freedom. They think freedom is in America. Didn't America say, give us your sick, give us your poor? Right? Well, they're traveling through the Darien Gap because they're sick and poor, and they believe America is going to give them freedom. 67. In the morning thou shalt say, would God it were even. And at even thou shalt say, would God it were morning. Right? For the fear of thine heart, wherewith thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see. Right? Let's keep reading. This is 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again. Now, if you're familiar with Egypt, y'all know that the word Egypt is not what the original name of that land was called. Egypt is a Greek word for bondage. When the Greeks seen Egypt, they seen blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, right, or who we know as the children of Israel, in bondage, building those cities. Just like you come to Canada and America and the UK, you see us in bondage right now, building up the oppressor's kingdom. What the heck? Yeah, that did happen. Good night. Hold up. All right, we're back. Let's keep reading. With ships, right? So we're going to go into bondage again with ships. Remember, this is a punishment. Now, who went into bondage with ships, right? Who went into that? How did we get into the lands we're in today with ships? If you're an Israelite in Israel, you could have just walked into Egypt. You don't need ships to get there. So what's this talking about? That's talking about the chattel slavery that happened all over the world of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Right? Meaning we're sold into slavery for laborers. We built these countries that we're in, and nobody came and freed us. No one said, hey, we're going to free you and make sure that you guys are relieved of the injustice that you're going through. I got some questions or comments. I'm going to check these comments out real quick to see what's happening. Hey, I seen the question. RJ, I'm looking to see if you asked your question. No, just a horrible stomach ache, but the spirit is still undefiled. Listen, if you're eating pork, your spirit is defiled. If you're black, Hispanic, and Native American, right? If you're Caucasian, pigs hate you. Salakia. In the Bible, it cares about who the father is. What if your great grandma got raped by a Caucasian man in slavery? All right, RJ, that is like, I understand because people always ask that, right? But here's what you have to understand. Just because a sister is assaulted during slavery doesn't mean she got pregnant. Unless you're telling me every time a black woman or Hispanic or Native American woman was assaulted by her oppressors, she became pregnant. And that is not true. That every time one of our sisters was assaulted, they became pregnant. But listen, if your father is Caucasian, you're Caucasian. That's it. It's a wrap. Lottie, but people say black sold other black people, right? I understand, right? People say a lot of things, Lottie. Here's the next thing. Africans are not black. I know. You never heard that before, right? I'm going to read something for you if I can find it. This is my Zondervan Pictorial Bible Dictionary. We're going to go to ham. We're going to go to ham. Not pork, but ham as in the man. All right, so I have it right here. It's highlighted so you can see it. This is the Zondervan's Pictorial Bible Dictionary. Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of the 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, Canaanites. Right? So Ham is the father of those races biblically, but not the Negro. So-called Negroes go back to a man named Shem. So Hamites sold Israelites into slavery. Not black people sold black people. Right? Jonathan Wilson, you are totally wrong. You said playing dress up. I'm wearing a t-shirt. What are you talking about? You said playing dress up, and I'm wearing a t-shirt, Jonathan. What are you talking about? Are you excited to spend eternity with the burning bush fire God of the Bible? Explain what you mean, faith. Fatma. Salakia. Listen, Fatma, please explain what you mean. I need you to explain it, Fatma movement. A Fatma movement is crazy. I need you to explain what you mean. Right? If you're not black, Hispanic, or Native American, Fatma, are you ready to serve the Israelites in Christ's kingdom? That's my question to you. Joshua. Hey, Lottie, I still don't know if I'm pronouncing your name properly, but I pray I am. So I'm gonna say Lottie, right? No sweat. You said thank you, which is Thawada in Hebrew. I'm gonna say Ayundabar, which means you're welcome, right? No sweat. I just wanted to, like, a lot of times people say that black people and African are the same, because I get it. We ran there and okay. During history, we ran into Africa. You get this book right here, Babylon to Timbuktu. You can find that history. Let me see if I can find it. It is page 84, right? In the year 65 BC, the Roman armies under General Pompey captured Jerusalem. In 70 AD, General Vespasian and his son Titus put an end to the Jewish state with great slaughter. During the period of the military governors of the Palestine, many outrages and atrocities were committed against the residue of the people. During the period from Pompey to Julius, it has been estimated that over 1 million Jews fled into Africa, fleeing Roman persecution and slavery. The slave markets were full of black Jewish slaves, right? So I hope that answers your question. We ran into Africa trying to escape Caucasian people who are trying to unalive us, right? So I was gonna say it like this: many people would say we're African because we have the same skin tone. I got a question. Or they'll say Africans are black because we have the same skin tone. So now my question is, right? East Indians who are dark skinned like Africans and dark skinned like the Negroes, are they black? Are dark skinned East Indians black? This is my question. Can anybody answer it? Will anybody have the courage to answer my question? Are dark-skinned East Indians black? And if so, what makes them black? I'm going to check the comments out in a moment. Hey, if you're on Facebook or YouTube watching on ISUPK Toronto and ISUPK Montreal, I got the sign out links, which is the attendance form. You can hit those sign out links right now. Hit those sign out links right now. So Hadi, you said no, they are not us, right? And that is the correct answer. So if East Indians have the same skin tone as us and they're not us, that would mean Africans or Hamites who have the same skin tone as us are not us as well. All right. Well, listen, I put those sign out links in the chat if you're watching on Facebook and YouTube. Right? If you're watching on Facebook and YouTube, I put the sign out links in the chat. I'm trying to Joshua, are you Black, Hispanic, or Native American? That's my question to you. Are you Black, Hispanic, or Native American? Oh yeah, you definitely. Let's see what you said. So you a child of God. So good night. So that means you're either a coward or you're a Caucasian man, right? Either one. That's all that matters to me now. It doesn't matter, Joshua. You're cool. I just won't respond to you no more because you are a coward or a Caucasian. No, you're a coward. That's it. Joshua, you're a coward. I asked you if you're Black, Hispanic, and Native American. You said you're a child of God. A coward doesn't answer questions. So you're a coward. I don't know, Joshua. I tried to give you some grace. You're either coward or cleaving, right? And you said when you hear. So Joshua, I got a question. Show me that in the Bible where the Most High doesn't look at your ethnicity. Can you show me that? Pull the verse, right? Because I will pull the verse that says salvation is only unto the Jews. And that's from Christ. So if your ethnicity doesn't matter, if your bloodline doesn't, okay, I'll do you one better, Joshua. Show me where it says salvation is for another nation. Just show it to me. Show me where another nation can get salvation. Book, chapter, and verse, if you could. And Joshua, don't be a coward. There's always that child of God. They always say, I don't know what I am. I'm a child of God. Meanwhile, the whole time you don't even love God. Like, tell me what it means to love God, Joshua. I'm gonna ask you a series of questions. Joshua, okay, I'm gonna ask you a series of questions, right? Joshua, did you celebrate the Passover? Yeah, of course he's gonna go John 3:16. So Joshua, you said you celebrated the Passover? Okay, Joshua, I understand. Joshua, how old are you? Let's see if Joshua is going to tell us how old he is. Joshua, you're 30. So Joshua, what did you do for your 29th birthday? Joshua, when you were 29, what did you do for your 29th birthday? Or if you can't remember, what did you do for your 30th birthday? All right, Joshua. So what did you do for Thanksgiving, Joshua? Okay, Joshua. So what did you get your mom for Mother's Day? Joshua, where did you celebrate Passover? Joshua said it's another day, no special day. Every day, give thanks to the Most High. Sam is honor my mother every day. No need for an extra day. I understand, Joshua. You saying the things that you think that I want to hear, right? But you are clearly the hypocrite, right? Joshua, are you an Israelite? Joshua, are you an Israelite? Let's see if Joshua is going to answer. I don't hail from Israel, so no. So then, how the hell did you celebrate Passover? Passover is not for non-Israelites. So are you just doing what you want to do because you want to do it? Hey, Joshua, you just got to show me where it says a heathen can celebrate God's Passover, the Passover, right? You said following his commandments. Joshua, who were his commandments given to? Who was the law given to? He said following his commandments. Stephen M. Hey, Steve, what's going on with you, man? You can type your questions in. Joshua, you there? I'm trying to figure out, like, where did you realize you can celebrate the Passover? Exodus 12 and 49. The law is for the Jews and Gentile living among you. Exodus 12 and 49. Let's see what it says. Exodus 12 and 49. Where we at with it? One law shall be to him that is homeborn, and unto the stranger that sojourneth among you. Okay, but that still doesn't tell me where it says you can the stranger can eat the Passover lamb. Why do you have the star of Moloch? Hey, Stephen M., what is a star? Like y'all must have failed science class. Stephen M, what's a star? They lies with them through the desert. In the Israel camp were Gentiles that followed Israelites in out of Egypt. Right. I guess I'm just gonna have to go read this for you. Hold up. Okay, let's see. Joshua, Stephen M, are you going to answer the Star of Malak question? In the camp of Israel, strangers among them. Stephen M, you are a Rothschild. What the hell are you talking about? You are the Rothschilds. Like, one second. I'm just looking for a verse. Okay, I found what I'm looking for. Hey, Stephen M, man, I keep asking you, why are you like, listen, y'all keyboard warriors and phone screen warriors, y'all need to really like look at yourself. I asked you a question. What is a star? And you've yet to answer the question. Can you answer the question for me? What is a star? Leviticus 22, verse 10. All right, let's see what else is going on. A star is a fallen angel. Stephen M, you are slow. A star is a ball of gas. What is wrong with you? You failed science. You must have been huffing that glue during science class. A star is a ball of gas or a famous person. Good night. This man said a fallen angel. You doing bad, Stephen. Hold up. In the Bible dictionary, I'm going to read something for you. In the Bible dictionary, this is the Biblical Pictorial Bible Dictionary. It says star, see astronomy. Good night. Y'all see what's happening? It says star, see astronomy. Star of the wise men, see astronomy. You notice nowhere in this Pictorial Bible Dictionary does it call what I have on my neck a star, because y'all Christians, y'all pork eating Christians, right, don't understand that this is the signet of King David. Salakia. It's the da wada, right? A da is the triangle pointing up. And it's just a signet. It's just like a king would have a ring that he seals in wax. He takes the ring or some marker and he seals a letter or document in wax. That's all it was. Y'all are kind of slow. Right? This man said the Bible is being supernaturally rewritten. Good night. Listen, prove it's a star. Prove it's a star of Rephaim. Prove it. Bring some type of archaeology that shows that this, what I'm wearing, is the star of Rephaim. Because what we understand is it's the Magun Dawadah, the shield of David. No. See, Stephen, you mistaken what's going on here. Where is the Bible? Where in the Bible does this say what I'm wearing is the star of Rephaim? Show me Moloch or Rephaim or whoever, whichever monster or fake out God that you believe in is represented by the shield that I have on my neck. Show it to me. You're asking me another question, but I asked you a question. I need you to show me this. Jace, what's going on with you, Jay? Just tap the screen anyways, Jace. So, Stephen, are you going to show us what the star is? Let's see. Let's see if Stephen comes up. Steven, you got like 2 seconds. Hey, Steven, what's going on with you?
Hey, what's going on with you? You got that star of Moloch on there.
Yeah, I understand. Now prove it's a star. No, first. You said a star. What did you say a star was? I asked you what a star was. You said a star is a fallen angel. Where did you get that from? Like what Catholic priest told you that?
According to Genesis, we live under a dome, and the sun and the moon and the stars, the fallen angels, are in the dome.
Wait, 1 second. Genesis what?
Genesis 1.
Where?
Hold on. I'm trying to find your star of Moloch.
You said Genesis 1. I'm looking because that doesn't say we live under a dome.
Yeah, it does.
Where?
Okay. Genesis 1. Hold on. Okay. And God said, "Let there be a vault between the waters to separate water from
Genesis 1 and what?
1:6. Are you reading the King James?
It says firmament. It doesn't say dome.
Look up the word firmament. A solid barrier to separate water from water.
What is the waters? Do you understand what the waters is? Like, I understand that you don't understand what the waters is, right? But I'm going to break it down to you. There's the waters that we have on earth, and there's the waters in space. But that doesn't mean, so you believe that we live under a glass dome? That's what you truly believe?
Actually, it's transparent bronze.
So you believe that there's some solid barrier that if you touch it, you can't go through it?
Correct.
Good night. You know, Stephen, you understand that that's not true, right?
No, what you've been indoctrinated to believe is not true.
So, Stephen, are there satellites?
Yes, there are, but they're being carried by helium balloons.
So, did those satellites go into space?
No.
Stephen. So you're saying there's satellites in space right now that they launched on rockets, and those rockets had helium balloons?
No.
So, Stephen, is there a Hubble telescope?
No.
No. So you just, everything's a conspiracy.
Everything is a conspiracy.
Good night. Good night, Stephen. Listen, I just wanted to bring that up so y'all can have a little entertainment, man. Listen, I'm about to end this live. This is why, if you're Black, Hispanic, and Native American, you should never follow the oppressor. Hey, shalom. That's crazy. That is absolutely madness. I might have to go live again tomorrow. Hey, so with that said, I'm going to read the security announcements real quick. Security announcements. Ooh, okay. We have the I.S.U.P.K started out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shut themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18 and 21, Malachi 3 verses 8 to 10. Ma'ashara, which means tenth in Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Up and coming holy convocations. The up and coming holy convocation that right now we're in the Feast of Tabernacles, and that's going until Tuesday the 24th. Did I see Tuesday? Oh, that's a mistake. Thursday the 24th, Salakia, of October 2024. You can find that Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, verses 34 to 44. Reminder to Akim and Aqua, check the bulletin boards. If you're not in a physical school, check the social medias of your school. If anybody wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, boots, shirts, pants, headband, and scarf. With that said, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the brother, men of Israel, Ajam, which means to stand. Men of Israel, Imajim Shabbat, Imajim, Barak, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshai Barakatha. Yad Yamatah, which means hands down. Men of Israel, if there's any sisters in your presence, we're going to get turned and face them. We're going to give them a courtesy salute. So Sar, which means to turn and face the sisters, right? Men of Israel, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Imajim Shabbat, Imajim, Barak, Yahweh Shamar Alatham Ba'Hashem Yahushai. Yad Yamatah, which means hands down. Dismissed.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man, if you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to isupk.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West. They're